Welcome to our Rolemaster actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order and Ain't No Place for a Hero are two campaigns currently co-joined, set in the world of Duranarki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 125 of Twilight of the Old Order and episode 102 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. Two parties have reunited some days back and now find themselves thrust into the heart of a dangerous mission on a long-forgotten, dismal island. We pick up the story with the party poised outside the cave and having claimed first blood with some great shooting from Severin and Grey, downing two foes. Hello, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chunt, and as the words on screen say, welcome to our story, or as I'm now very repetitively saying, welcome to our stories. We have two games, two campaigns, both set at the same time, six characters in one game, which is called Twilight of the Old Order, 7 characters in another game called Ain't No Place for a Hero, and those two games are co-joined. The two games won't be co-joined forever, but they are currently. This is the third time that this very large collection of characters have played together, or have adventured together is probably a better description. All my waves are just a little bit loud there. I'm just going to switch them down a smidge. So, for those that aren't familiar, perhaps the first time you've come across this channel, in a second or two, I'm going to be asking the players of the whopping number of 13 characters on screen to introduce the characters that they're playing tonight, and then a little bit later on answer a character development question. Before I do, a shout out to just our supporters online, the people that give us encouragement, the people that give us advice, suggestions, or whatever, and also a shout out to some recent subscribers. So recently, we've had, for example, Tabletop Junkie Games, Citizen Drow, John, nice and simple, John, welcome. Another person, Cthulhu Indeed, I love that name. A guy called Richard Churcher and David Riviera have all subscribed in the last few weeks or so. So a very, very hearty of Horrors and Heroes welcome to everybody who's just... Oops. I'm just picking up a bit of background noise from someone. If you could just pop yourself on mute. Thanks, guys.
And so I had to interrupt. Will you to have your camera on?
Oh, I was. Thanks, Pete. I will put it on now. It is on for our viewers, but it's not for you guys. There we go. Hopefully that's working now. Hello?
Yep. Excellent. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. So, yes, a very hearty welcome to all of those people just mentioned, and everybody else that supports and provides encouragement for our hobby. Right, no more further ado, handing over to the players to introduce their characters. And, as usual, tonight we're starting off with Pete. Pete, take it away.
Hi, I'm Pete, and in this episode I'll be playing Leif. Leif is a half-elf warrior mage, which means he uses weapons as well as magic. He's a friendly fellow, very empathetic, and a really kind member of the party.
Kia ora, I'm Mason, and for this episode I'm playing Demos. He's a very attractive, very hunky, very buff mixed man. Really great with his spear and shield, and he can whip out some swords if he needs to. He's not the most intelligent person, but he makes up for it with a lot of kindness, a lot of gentleness, except for when he's fighting. And he's been with the party for a little while, has thoroughly enjoyed his time with them, is very much looking forward to saving the world. And on the side, he is looking and hoping to find his long lost sister that was kidnapped a long, long time ago.
Hi, I'm Graham. I play Nyathonal Sherakir. She is a Magent, which is a mix of stealthy skills, fighting skills, and magic skills, mentalism, magic of the mind. She is a complex character, something of a religious fundamentalist who believes in assassination as a sacred endeavour. She keeps that well hidden, however. She is, however, a dab hand with a short sword and uses her magic and sneaky ability to good use in sneaking up on her adversaries.
Hi, my name's Giles, and for this episode I'm playing Tarquin. So Tarquin is a young, ridiculously good-looking half-elf. During his early life and adolescence, he's been well trained in the gentle arts of thievery, charming others using his remarkably good looks, and of course, violence. He is in his own way a religious man, and he's out looking for some understanding as to what's happened to his homelands.
Kia ora, I'm Alex, and for this episode I'm playing Keros. Keros is a young North woman. She's a weather mage, a pretty powerful weather mage with some very cool spells. She's quite sweet and kind, a bit emotionally labile, but wears a heart on her sleeve and a strong moral compass. She also has a companion, a cat called Victory, who's a very important member of the party, and Victory was rescued, oh there's Victory, a wee while ago from impending doom.
Hello, I'm Graham. I play Etienne Gilderflower. He is a genitrist, which is a type of paladin or holy warrior. He follows the teachings of Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and he believes that her will leads him on, and he makes decisions based on the dreams he receives or thinks he receives from his goddess. He has joined the party on the mission to, as he understands it, to save the old order, the world as they know it. He is a very charming, very good-looking man, a very eccentric man, speaks in riddles and rhymes most of the time, but he believes in a higher purpose. He's a very dab hand with a sword, usually found in full plate.
Kia ora, I'm Pete, and I'll be playing Mithan in this episode. Mithan is a ranger. She's a high man. She's pretty good at outdoor skills, and she's a pretty good archer. She's not a people person. She doesn't really care about people's feelings, although she's beginning to in this party.
Hi, I'm Aidan, and I'm playing Grey. Grey is a very handsome half-elf who doesn't really believe in wearing shirts. He's constantly just displaying his body all the time, which, you know, he's got it, so he's flaunting it. He's got a bit of a tragic backstory. Pretty much everyone he's ever really cared about has been murdered brutally, but despite that, he's still a lovely guy. He's very caring, cares a lot about his teammates and also animals, loves animals, as he is a beastmaster, so he has the power to kind of, I don't know, not control, well, he can control animals, but he can also kind of interact with them and understand them and get them to help him do what he needs to do. And when he's not using his magic, he is a bit of a dab hand with an axe. He is very good at chopping things, chopping enemies, and also good with a little bit of stabby and a crossbow as well. He has a bird called Wingy that is his best friend that needs to have a bit more of a story, I guess. She'll come into it a bit more like down the road, I think. Yeah, there's Grey.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I play Severin and Grey, who is a human swordsman, a dab hand at the sword, spent his whole life training in swordsmanship. He is a very charming fellow and fancies himself as a bit of a leader.
Hi, I'm Stara. I play Jada. She's a 6'7" Arab-looking woman. She fights with a quarterstaff, but not often because she's a healer. She grew up in a monastery where they adopted her, and she has just been taught how to heal, do martial arts. That's all she's done her entire life.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I'm playing Tanya Anastasia, who is an elven hunter. Dab hand with a bow. She has some outdoor skills, some very adept sneaky skills, and is an interesting personality, a little bit spiky, a little bit difficult to know, but inside, a good egg.
Kia ora everyone, my name's Anthony, and for this episode I'm playing Ascallion, or Askel for short. He's a tall half-elf warrior mage who comes from the port city of Shabibi, and accordingly his favourite weapon is his ornate cutlass. As a warrior mage, Askel combines his offensive and defensive spells along with his prowess with his cutlass and in unarmed combat.
Kia ora, my name's Pete, and I'll be playing Nicholas in this episode. Nicholas is a common man and a mentat by profession. That means he is a spell user, and he uses spells from the mentalism realm. Nicholas is a quiet and sort of unassuming sort of fellow. He doesn't like to draw attention to himself.
Fantastic. So that's the team. Those are the faces behind the voices, behind the characters that either you're enjoying for the first time tonight or perhaps you've been listening to now for some time. Right, as mentioned before, at the beginning of each week, we usually play on a Wednesday as we are today. At the beginning of each week, I send out 3, 4, 5, sometimes more character development questions, which are designed to be thought-provoking and help the player of the particular character just think a little bit more about where their characters come from, their likes, dislikes, etc. And tonight, we're starting off with Alex to start. Alex, take it away, please.
Kia ora, thanks GM. Keros is going to answer the question, how does your character perceive the concept of equality and justice within society? And do they actively strive to challenge oppressive power structures? If you've been watching Keros, she's fairly black and white with the moral compass, good and bad, not a lot of grey. She probably previously didn't really think with her small brain box about sort of like structural powers or structural forces, because she had quite a sheltered upbringing and then went to quite a cushy school. But certainly now, since she's been out with the party, she is starting to see that power inequality comes from, I'll say man-made structures, but structures made by the powerful, and they're designed to keep people in power and doing well. So, and she's learnt that from team members who have been quite vocal. Oh, sorry, I've got a very loud motorbike in my background. Who've been quite vocal about fighting organised power structure. So she's definitely on that path. But in terms of her day-to-day, very black and white. Everyone should be equal. Hasn't quite worked out equity yet, but equal, and everyone should deserve to do what they want to do and not hurt others, and all those lovely, nice things that we think about in the real world.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Very insightful. Keros, who are you handing over to?
Great questions. So I would love to hear from Stara, please. I always enjoy Stara's ethical answers.
Oh, I saw them and I was like, wow, this is so hard. So I need to think about this for several hours. So I was actually just going to answer the one about when Jada was most sick, when she had Bostrod, some sort of devil inside her.
Okay.
And she was getting all scaly and old and grey and sick, and had to... I don't know how that happened. Go into a different dimension maybe and get rid of him. But yeah, I do love these questions. They're very thought-provoking.
Excellent, thank you. And for anybody that wants to check out that episode, there was a separate side quest where both Askell and Stara, indeed, went into a very strange place, and it was fair to say Jadar / Stara. It was interesting. It was interesting. So check out that episode. It's probably about 10 or so previously. Great.
Can I put in and say Stara? That did not live up to. That was a wonderful answer, but that did not live up to what I was hoping for. It brings me such joy to hear your take on it. It makes my session. So next time.
Oh, next time, if we have the same question, I'll have a thesis written.
Okay.
Excellent. And tonight you're kindly playing Askell as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I won't answer a question for him.
Sure thing.
No idea.
Just for viewers' benefit, this is Askell. There he goes, in all his glory. Excellent. Stara, who would you like to hear from?
Can I pass to Mason? Demos.
Thanks, Sarah. Yeah. For Demos, I think, how does your character perceive the concept of equality and justice within society, and do they actively strive to challenge oppressive power? He knows, he understands the concept of it, but he's sort of spent the first half of his life growing up in poverty and in a really abusive household, and then for the other half of his childhood he spent it in quite a wealthy, well-off, I'm pretty sure not low-key, but very kind of racist household. Right. So he gets it, but he's, for that second half of his life, kind of growing up within a powerful family, but also as a servant in that family, he didn't quite know how to address stuff. And he's still, now that he's out of it, he's still trying to kind of come to grips with how he can make it better and what he can do to kind of challenge the oppressive power structures, I think. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, are you referring to the perhaps distasteful family he was in, the royal family looking after the princess, and or the Costas Petrides, or what were you referring to there?
Oh, yeah, actually, I think Costas Petrides is who I was thinking of.
Right. A lovely man who beat a slave to death for basically looking the wrong way at him in the street.
Yeah, so he's kind of, I mean, because he grew up, I suppose it's sort of what he learned was kind of okay, but coming out of it,
yeah.
I don't think that was okay.
He was your patron, he was also the rest of the hero party's patron too, but they didn't quite know that much about him when they became beholden to him. Interesting. Yeah. Cool. Who would you like to hear from, please?
I will pass over to Pete.
Oh, well, thank you. I'd just like to add on that Costas Petrides thing. I don't know if we've ever sort of addressed that, but maybe sort of aside, and maybe it's been mentioned. I suppose Rafe would see maybe some divine retribution in the fact that we went to our group went to the Oracle of Pytha on his request as his representative. We had to go there for our own reasons. But, I know it's true, we're not comfortable with him or his attitudes towards slavery. And whilst at the Oracle of Pytha, we were accused, we weren't doing it, but we were accused of attempted assassination. So I do, think the party might have discussed at some point how perhaps his representatives being the ones that were marked for, accused of assassinating one of the huge religious figures in that religion, hopefully that's going to rebound on him and he's going to get taken down. That's what Leif would be hoping, quietly. Anyway, well, who knows? Character questions. So for Leif, if your character were to witness discrimination or prejudice against a marginalised group, how would they respond and would they take action? It would, of course, depend on the situation. If it was going to be putting him and the party at risk, he would temper his reaction appropriately. But in unusual circumstances, he would want to stand up for marginalised people, for people who are discriminated against.
Okay.
He absolutely would. He wouldn't want to make a fight of it. He would want to resolve things as peacefully as possible, but he would do his best to make sure things that those people were cared for.
Cool.
For Mythan, discuss a time when your character was most injured or sick. What happened? So in her childhood, she had a terribly bullying older brother, who was a manipulative sort of guy, and he had thug friends. They had it in for Mythan and tarred and feathered her. So she was terribly burned on her body, and had to go to and also that sort of cut ties to the rest of her family. So she lost the protection of her family, who was sort of a bit of a richer family in the community, and so she had to go to a nearby leper colony to recover, and she's got a high constitution, so she was okay. An interesting consequence of that was she learned the peace she feels in restoring bodies to health, and that's why she has got healing spells, and that's why she has, whilst she doesn't care about other people, she has this strange gap for, she will offer healing assistance to people, depending on the circumstances, but she knows the rightness of bodies being returned to health, and to her that connects her to the natural world as well, and all of those sorts of things. For Nicholas, describe a moment when your character faced a moral dilemma involving the manipulation of others for the greater good. How did they navigate the ethical implications? So he's very pragmatic, and I'm thinking of a couple of times when he has manipulated others by magic, and he sees that the means justify the ends, basically, especially in terms of getting the job done and his own survival. So yeah, he does see that the means justify the ends.
Okay, cool.
Can we please hear from Graham?
Sure. Run through my characters. In terms of Severin, the moment when he faced a moral dilemma involving the manipulation of others, I think I mentioned this before, but there was a time where they had liberated an orc from a prison in the middle of a jungle, and Severin had to talk him round into joining up with a band of elves who obviously didn't like him much at all, and he needed to do that because a battle was just about to break out and they were in the middle of it and they needed to find allies quickly. And unfortunately the elves killed that orc straight out and slit the throat. He was pretty outraged by that, but had to compromise his reaction due to the party situation. Essentially, they needed the elves to get the hell out of there and to defeat the band of unrelated orcs who was attacking at the time. So that was really quite troubling for him morally. They got out, they all lived, but he's not particularly happy about it. Does play on his mind. In terms of perhaps Etienne and Yathanel together. Etienne first, how does your character perceive the concept of equality and justice within society, and do they actively strive to challenge oppressive power structures? In the case of Etienne, absolutely. That's kind of what his goddess commands that he do. He's there to challenge oppressors, anybody who enslaves or in any way, to defends against prejudice of any kind, whether that race, gender, or sexuality, and really challenge anyone who seeks to enslave or prejudice, censor, or control. So that's very much an active part of who he is. Luckily, he's been absent when some of our more compromising times have occurred, where we've had to sort of turn the other cheek or look away, and I'm not really sure Etienne could do that. Niathanal, for instance, with the bit of the slavery, he just would not have put up with. The Niathanal, she also is sort of challenged to, from her goddess, to is commanded to challenge so-called oppressive people, but it's a little bit more selective and really just is a bit of an excuse just to bump people off, really. I mean, she claims she receives messages from her deity, but it's on a much smaller scale, linked to individuals who happen to have a situation that she might be able to dispatch. So less grand. Meanwhile, Tanya, discuss a time when your character is most injured or sick. Tanya, her weapon of choice is a bow, and she does dish it out, but she has actually come a cropper a couple of times by being shot herself. Probably most notably when she first was able to fly. She took a potion of flight or levitation, I believe. And I wasn't playing it at the time, but she celebrated by soaring high over a tower and then got promptly zapped by a mage with a lightning bolt and took her out of the sky, and she was lost one of her lives. And that was a bit of a low point for all concerned, actually, as I remember. But anyway, instead of out of the battle, we're on camera. Move on. Anyway, so that will probably be her most injured.
Cool.
Moving on. Thank you. Aidan.
Hello. I will probably skip some of those ethical questions for Grey. I think, he's a simple man. He has simple thoughts. A time when he was very injured would definitely be this one time when we were rounding up just a group of harmless monkeys, and he tried to put one of them to sleep, and instead it ripped his throat out.
Yeah.
And then he suddenly woke up feeling great, as if it had never happened at all. But he has a slight fear of monkeys from now on. He just doesn't like them. Doesn't trust their fingers. Too mischievous.
Understandable.
Yeah. Also, helping out playing for Tarquin tonight. Tarquin, I would say, so far that I've known him, his most injured would be when we first met him. I think he'd been roughed up by some of these hooligans that we're currently going after. I don't think they did too much serious damage. He was able to be quite useful after that. He's very skilled at fighting. But yeah, he wasn't feeling fantastic. But I'm sure he's got other tales to tell further down the road.
Excellent. And look, thank you very much indeed, at very short notice, for jumping in and filling in for Giles until Giles joins us. In the other, oops, I'll wait for the thunder. In the other channel that you're not privy to, Aidan, Giles actually sent something through in terms of questions, so I'll read verbatim. For questions above, I'm not quite sure what he means here. Regionalism? No, I'm not quite sure what he means. I think Tarquin would wonder how marginalised and jump in to help, but would probably look to understand how he could benefit from it. Would definitely make a difference as to how. So I think he would try to help those that are marginalised, but he would definitely have an eye in terms of how he could benefit. Excellent. Thank you very much indeed, one and all, particularly those that are filling in, Stara and Aidan for other characters. Sometimes in this quite intense game, keeping track of your own character is enough of an effort, let alone another character that you may not be so familiar with. So I really appreciate it as the GMs. Thank you. Just a comment to our listeners, because we do have now quite a few people on Spotify and various other platforms listening to our podcasts, and our viewers on YouTube. Just throw it out there. I'll put it in the community section of the YouTube channel. Graham referenced an incident regarding the orc and a slit throat. that happened a long time ago. That happened kind of off camera before we started recording. And Pete, you referenced the same with the accusation of being the assassins of the Oracle of Pytha. These are events that happened in these two respective games some months back in terms of game time, but in terms of real time, a couple of years back, in fact. As mentioned, these games have been going for quite some time, but we've only comparatively recently, just over a year in fact, been recording these games. Question for our viewers and our listeners is if you'd be interested at some stage in us providing a bit of a précis of maybe some of these events, specific events, let us know. We could jump on. It doesn't necessarily have to be all of us, but those involved could jump on and just do a bit of a backtrack with 2 or 3 of these episodes that we've referenced. If that could be interesting, drop us a line, let us know, and we can certainly make that happen. Okay, so those are the 13 characters now well introduced. You've now got a sense of the players, you've seen their faces, and you've heard them answer a character development question. Those are the people that are going to, or the characters up on screen that are going to be delighting us tonight and trying not to die. Pete, can I hand over to you, please, to quickly summarise where things are at, and I'll switch perhaps, I won't go into images, but I'll go into this map. You'll be pleased to see, I have extended things, so instead of just kind of huddled off screen, there's actually a much larger and wider map. I'll just show you exactly how large and how wide, all the way back down to where you came down at the end, and you saw this flare almost coming up at the end there. Pete, take it away, please. And sorry, yet again, I'm just picking up, seeing who it might be. It might be either Stara or Pete. I'm just picking up a little bit of noise from the background, so if you're not speaking, just grateful if you could pop yourself on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you now, Stara. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh!
Yep.
It's not supposed to happen.
Okay. Pete.
Oh, sorry.
It's supposed to not. Oh, that's weird. How can you hear me with the mute on?
It's on. Mute's on now. So.
Yeah, but that's weird. Can you hear me just the same when I put the headphone, when the mic thing goes up? Like now?
What? Can hear you now.
Can still hear you.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, guys.
Are you
it's supposed to go up and mute, but it's on a different computer, so it's doing.
Use the mute.
If I do that, it definitely. Yeah, if I do that, it works. But I've got a headset where you just flip it up and it mutes, which works on my other computers, but not this one.
No.
I just discovered.
So Discord use is the way to go, I think.
Okay.
Click the button.
Super.
Yeah. Last session started with us all down on the shoreline, the very narrow shoreline, wanting to make our assault on the cave, the TPP cave, which has got weapons and poisons and all that sort of stuff in it that we were wanting to intercept. We snuck along closer to the cave, all sort of strung out. And the Whispling, Nicholas said the Whispling in to have a bit of a look and look around, and we discovered, sort of, got a bit of a lay of the land of where people were, but then discovered that there was some sort of magic protection because the Whispling tried to go into the cave and it was simply vanished. It was cancelled somehow. We snuck a bit closer, and I think it was a really good teamwork actually that Tarquin and Askell stayed behind because they were very aware of not bottling us up. So they were looking backwards down the shore, which I thought was a great peace of mind, actually, and really, really good awareness. So, really working together. I think we're really working together. Neathanel cast a spell and skirted around the mouth of the cave to the other side. She was able to move underwater, and I believe cast an attack spell into the cave, but again was cancelled. So she's going to do something equivalent to a cold ball. Meanwhile, Grey moved up and Tanya moved up, and happened to notice the shimmering of an invisible person up the top of that totem pole, was pointing him out when he attacked, and luckily Grey think got very minor damage or none at all. And there was a bit of bow fire, but a few attacks to this flaming sword man who became visible. And fantastically, Severin took him out because he was he's been a thorn on our side, so to speak. We then decided we'd see if we could try an archery attack on the mouth of the cave. Leif cast a phantasm which drew some arrow fire, which was great, and we shot in, and I believe Grey did a fantastic shot and nailed the guy that had been from our previous encounter and got the guy that had escaped and run away from us. So 1 down. Well, 2 down. Flaming sword guy and that guy too. We sort of feel that the cave's a pretty tricky thing to assault because they're all sitting there with their missile weapons, and if we stick our heads out, we'll be shot at. The session ended pretty much with a couple of things happening further down the shoreline, which was a boat appearing down that way, and also Tarquin and Askell noticed another group of people descending at the far end of the shore of the cliffs. I think the description was flying down, or perhaps they were leaping down the same as we had done. And they started to advance, I think, a little bit up the beach. So we've got we don't know exactly who they are, and they shot a signal beam of some description, green in colour, into the sky. I think that's where we're up to.
Perfect. Thank you, Pete. A couple of qualifying points from me, but before I do, any immediate questions from anybody else? Nope. Okay. Pete, that was, as always, superbly well introduced. I don't know, maybe it is definitely getting darker, like it's going on for, it's dusk. Probably about there. Just to take it up a little bit, you can see back, just to frame things up a bit, that there is a huge chunk of rock that obscures the end of where that walkway, call it what you will, path came down. You can see the top of the path from where you are, but the base of that path is obscured. Some of the party members did see a number, 4 or 5 people, either flying or jumping down. You didn't see them land, nor have you seen them coming up the beach. So there's just a slight correction from you, Pete. That's the shoreline that goes in behind where you're on, and goes in behind this rock, and just the angle that it's at, you can't see in behind here. So you haven't seen anybody advancing up here yet, or at all. They may not advance up here. That's the first thing. Second thing is some additional features to remind you. Here's a rope here, and at the bottom of the rope is someone that Tarquin shot as this person was climbing down the rope. Tarquin shot them, and that's their body lying there, and you move past that person on the way to the cave mouth. There they are there. The tail end of the last session, Askell was at the very end, as was Tarquin. Tarquin's very last action was to run, 20 foot. There you go, 20 foot out into this kind of shelf that's pretty shallow out here. And once he hit deeper waters, make a dive, and he's jumped underwater. He's dropped his arrow, but he's got his bow in his hand, and that's the last you've seen of him. And we will be doing stuff off camera for him. And the other person to note, and there's another rope here, and another rope here. That Tarquin looked down this direction and saw 2 people coming down, one on each rope. That was some time back. The ethanol, yes indeed, as very accurately described by Pete, you had done quite a wide walk underwater. You'd inspected this boat here and this boat here. You believe that they're empty. They've got a tarp over each of them and oars sticking out of them. You haven't inspected either this boat or this boat. You then went round and you found this very shallow rock shelf with no, really, the water not affording any cover, you elected to come back, and you're now basically under. Not that the rest of the party know this, but you're now underneath the boats, looking up at them, some 15, 20 foot above you underwater. And I will also be taking Nathanel, you off camera to go through various things for you when it's your turn. Any other qualifying questions, folks? Oh, distance, by the way, that I suspect that might be something that comes up. Both Askell and Tarquin asked. I'd said, without being able to accurately check at the time the exact distance, but I said approximately between 250, 300 foot, and it is about that. So down to there, it's about 250 foot from where the beginning of the party is. Well, actually, the end of the party, which is Askell, down to the beginning of that rock is about 180 foot, as you can see there. And Grey, of course, you're right up at the cave mouth there. Any qualifying questions now that I've added that additional bit of information on before we start? Just dim the lights a little. Hopefully you enjoy the larger map. It gives you a better context of where things are at. All right. If we're all sitting comfortably, if we're all relaxed, if we're all keen to see what's going to happen next, as much as I am, let's start the game. We're straight into rounds, and the very first person to act is Nathanel. Nathanel, can you join me in chat room 1, please? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Here we go.
You all right, Chris? You all right to play?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
A sec. Hang on a sec. I just need to. There we go. Under the water. Under the water. Swim. Hang on. Swim. Oh, where's my? There we go. And swimming.
Oh, should I be able to see something? Sorry.
No, I was just doing some sound effects.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's all good. Yep, nice.
Cool.
Right, here we go. Right, well, I think she was going to untie the boat.
Okay. Which? Okay.
Nearest.
Okay, cool. So she swims. Oh, could you give me a swimming roll, please? That would be a. I mentioned before last session that there's some really big chunks of rock out at the beginning of this bay, and the water in here is pretty calm. So it's not a particularly different. And oops. And look at that, you can even, it's so calm, you can even hear the thunder underwater. How about that?
That's amazing.
It is amazing. So can you give me a light swimming roll, please?
She wouldn't be swimming though, would she? But would it not be a normal manoeuvre? Conventional one? She's...
I know she's walking underwater, so she's behaving as she normally would underwater, which to my mind is walking along. She needs to go up 20 foot. How would she go up 20 foot if not swimming?
Oh, I see. Right, yeah, sure. Okay. Oh, unless she climbed. Yeah, either way.
Oh, she could climb. She could climb. Yep, there's a pile of rocks.
I don't really... I suppose the spell doesn't offer enough information, does it really? But anyway, 84.
84, cool. And what's her swim, please?
Sorry, getting there. Don't often.
No, I think this is the 45. I think this is the first time I've ever asked for a swimming roll. that I can think of. And in terms of equipment, she's got her weapons with her, and that's it. Correct?
That's right, yeah. Her pack's on the beach.
Oh, that's right. You said you left it there. Yeah, cool. All right. So, yeah, she swims up, 20 foot around 10 seconds. Yeah. Is that about right? I don't know. Does that sound about right? To go up 20. Is that unreasonable? I don't know. Maybe. Okay. So she manages to whoops. She manages to surface. She times it well. And she gets up here. She puts her head cautiously above the waves. By the way, there obviously isn't water in the boat, as we can see here and here. I just needed to sink the water, the boats down into the water a little bit, so they're obviously not full of water. And at the end of this.
Sorry. When she gets up, she's mindful. She doesn't want to stick her head above the rock, obviously.
No, sure. No, it's still under the rock. And she can see a rope, which is here, tethered to a ring here.
And could she get to that without exposing her head?
Next round, yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
Alrighty.
I'll head back. All right.
Joining in the other room.
Cool.
Tarquin wanted to shoot people from underwater. Do you think it's worth doing that, or should we just kind of fly, get him up?
I think that was the direction we got from Giles. I reckon you go with it. That's what Tarquin would do. No.
Cool.
Your choice. Your flag.
Yeah.
And Karis can cast that fly spell. Oh, we're back.
We're back. We are back. All right. Next up, we are into.
Just your camera, darling.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate the reminder. There we go. Very good. Next up is. Interesting. Very interesting. Is Jada. What are you doing this round, please, Jada?
Oh no, it's going, not me.
Oh, sorry. I meant to add, you, Jada, are invisible, and you had specifically asked for a little place to kind of curl up, and there is this little nook and cranny right in here where you're crouched down very low. What are you doing this round?
I've got blade turn on as well. So now I need.
So I was put you a little bit off there with blade turn. You cast it, but you only need to cast it in the round it happens. So I'm pretty sure it only happens in the round that you cast it in.
Okay, I better put up an instant shield then.
Okay.
Do you still roll for, eh? Where am I?
Yes, please.
Here we go. 26.
26. Does that need preparation?
No, it's instant.
It is instant. It's got an asterisk next to it. The shield is up.
Yeah, it's coming.
You've got 25 left to act. Anything else you're doing?
25. It's not much, is it? No. No, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Askell, you're at the very end. What are you doing, Askell? That's you, Jada.
Askell's going to figure out who he can help back up the cliff. He's going to cast fly on himself and float some people up.
Okay.
So, am I around anybody though? I'm not, am I?
Well, you're
Oh, he's by himself with Tarquin.
Oh, you're 10 foot away from Mithun.
Okay.
And I'll tell Mithan. Who's behind Mithan?
Leif.
Okay. Oh, Leif can take himself up, can't he? Can Mithan?
You'd know that she doesn't have fly spells, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so her, and I'll offer that to her. And who's behind Leif? Is there anyone else there, hiding in the dark?
Jadar is next.
Oh, there's me. Yep. Oh, anyone else? Is that it?
No. A sec. Let me go down the
who's
line.
the closest?
Well, it depends how loud you're speaking, because you're currently here, and you've got Mithan 10 foot, then Leif, then other people. I think that's Keros down here, about 30 foot away.
Oh, yep, she's okay.
Keros, yeah.
I'm just going to take Mithan.
Okay.
So I'll need to cast, I guess, fly first.
Okay, sure thing. Give me a roll.
Okay. Here it comes. Ooh, 98.
Oh, nice. So that was a spell that you should prepare for. However, you're very lucky.
Oh yeah.
Yep. The spell went off. If you've got the PowerPoints, Askell, you can now fly. Askell, can I also ask a perception roll for you, please?
Oh.
Or an observation roll is probably a better description.
Coming right up. 82.
82, cool, it's masked. Okay, very good. Okay. Jada, something coming into your channel now. In a second, once I clear the screen so other people can't read it. So this is what
for Askell?
It is for Askell, but I'm putting it in your channel.
Okay.
There you go.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
So you cast fly.
Okay.
That was an observation roll, so it was just if you spotted something and you potentially did or you didn't. But you did, yeah. Anything else? You got 25% left action.
I'm going to tell the people next to me that can hear what I just saw.
What do you say?
So I just shout out that the rope. I guess this is the rope hanging down the cliff.
That one right there.
Or is it just lying on the ground?
Oh, that one there.
Oh, I can't see it. Hang on. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. That rope there is starting to rise up. And I've got that power to do that, but it wasn't me.
Okay. All right, thank you. Yeah, that probably is your turn, casting the spell. You can now fly, Askell. Damn it, that was oh, okay. Next up, Grey.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Well, he would just be trying to get closer to the people that are in front of him and try and slowly and quietly make his way out so he doesn't get shot from behind from any arrows. Yeah, be wanting to kind of just slowly move up to where the rest of his peeps are, because he probably didn't hear anything to do with about the rope, so he'd be wanting to move closer.
So I'm confused. You which people are you moving towards?
The people that are like in front of like out of the cave towards where, because we're all kind of heading towards this wall that we're going to climb, so he'd probably still be walking towards it slowly.
Is he going this way?
No, out of the cave. Out of the
okay.
cave.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd be wanting to go towards where his teammates are.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, not there.
Not there. Not there. Push the wrong button. I've got 3 different controls. I've got either top-down, I've got third-party perspective, or I've got first-person perspective, and I clicked the wrong one. Okay, so he's there. Where's he wanting to move back to, please?
I'd probably just be wanting to get like towards like where most people are, so kind of I guess where towards the lake is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to do that, he absolutely needed to make quite a dangerous stalking roll because he was crawling.
Yeah.
So same again to get back, or does he just get up and wander?
No, he would definitely not be getting up and wandering.
Okay. So I think I think I said it was a medium last time, so let's go with a medium. Give me a roll, please. And this is a stalk. And he's basically crawling.
Yeah.
Cool.
Here we go. 77.
77. Cool. And what's his stalk, please?
Alright, let's try and find this. Where is your stalk? It's quite good. It is plus 80.
Cool. All right. So it was a medium. Yeah, 100%. So, Grey, you get down on all fours. You hug the wall, like your cheek, your unshaven cheek is up against this wall, and you're basically moving along this wall as low down as you can, avoiding arrow fire. I'm going to say you can kind of get up to anywhere within kind of here.
Yeah, that's good.
Around this point is safe. So Nicholas is kind of... Tanya needed to make a maneuver to get to where she is. Where are you positioning yourself?
Yeah, around that little corner so he's safe would be ideal. He'd like to be safe.
Cool. As he's doing that, I'd like you to make an observation check 2, please.
Cool.
Give me a roll. As opposed to a perception roll where you're looking, it's just this is to see just whether you see anything, if there's anything to see.
Yeah, he'd definitely be sniffing as he goes, he loves a good sniff.
Yeah, for sure.
80.
80, masked, of course. Oh, could you roll again, please?
Yeah, sure. 63.
Uh, 63. And what's his perception?
38.
Huh. All right. So coming into your chat.
Oh god.
Just a second. Just a sec. I'm just organising myself. Here we go. So coming into Grey's chat. It'll just take me a second or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then secondly,
Ooh.
Accessibility shortcuts.
Oh.
sec. Away. Okay. So that's the information you have, Grey, and that was your entire action to keep down low. So you now have a little bit more information. You get 3 words free if you wish, but that's your 3 words is that, I'm afraid.
Okay.
You don't have to use them. Leif.
Something up there, and maybe he would point.
Okay.
In the direction.
To these people. Okay.
Yep. But yeah, he wouldn't yell it, but he would say it loud enough that the people around him could also look.
Okay. So I'm really asking anybody kind of not in this immediate area to not act on anything you hear, but Grey's kind of saying something kind of there-ish. Tanya, you don't hear this. Next up, Leif.
Leif will. I'll just see who's there. Gotcha. So he will move down the path towards Keros. Yep. And other direction.
Oh, yep.
Yep. And just a little way, and will sort of say in a loud enough voice to, he's aware of where Askell is.
Yep.
And the other end.
Yep.
He will, but he's looking at Severin because we do take a tactical direction from Severin, and he will say, "Retreat." The retreat plan. Can Severin respond? And Leif will be gesturing up the top of the cliff because there's a plan to move up to the top of the cliff if we're cornered. Does Severin have a chance to respond?
We'll come to Severin's response on Severin's turn, and then Leif, you can act with the remainder of your turn based on what Severin says when we get to him.
Cool. He'll also look at Keros and say, "Can you make me fly fast, please?"
Okay. Speaking of Keros, oops, just a second. Keros, it is in fact your turn.
Keros is very happy to make the small man fly. Is that the line from Game of Thrones?
Yeah, it is.
Forget.
Make the little man fly.
Little man fly, but no, she would very happily do that for Leif.
Okay.
And I think we'll do the big spell.
Okay.
The long spell. Is it 150? Let me have a look. Fly 2, please.
Cool.
Which is a 7th level spell.
Are you preparing or are you casting?
No, I'm casting. I don't need to prepare.
Give me a roll, please. You did fail last time. Just saying.
Why did you laugh like that?
Just saying.
Oh no! Now I want to prepare a round. Why did you laugh like that?
No reason.
Do I have time to prepare one? What would one round give me? Plus.
Well, you have +0 to your roll, so this would give you a +10.
Oh, look! If I've got time and Leif's not itching, can I prepare a round?
Done. Sure thing.
Can I ask Leif? Or I don't know now because you did that little cackle, so I'm not sure. You've unnerved me.
You make a call, please.
Okay, I'm going to prepare one round.
Done. Preparing one round. Cool. Thank you. And moving on. I just want to check something. That would have been smart to do, wouldn't it? Never mind. That would have been really smart to do.
For me or for you?
It's coming. Next up is Mithan.
Mithan, can you please give me the distance from Mithan to the cave?
Yep, just 1 second. Just a sec, please. Sorry, Pete. Right.
Good.
Right. So Mithan is is here. To the cave entrance, 65 foot, thereabouts.
Excellent. Yep. She is going to. She's been holding a spell.
Yep.
For a spell. She's going to move 15 foot so she can cast it. So she's within 50 foot of the cave mouth, and she'll move and cast it. I assume that her 25% with a base movement rate of a quarter of 65 would be 15 and a bit more foot.
Yep, I'm happy with that.
Yep.
Cool. So moves up to there.
I think that's Eskel.
Oh, it is. Thank you. Thank you. 15 for Mython. I picked up the wrong counter. Cool. So you're about there. Yep.
Cool. And she will. I believe she's got a little bit of extra activity once she's cast her spell. Well, she'll cast the spell first thing.
Yep. Give me a roll. Now she is unaware of any conversation further to the front. Yep. What'd you roll?
Oh my god! A 1.
A 1 again. That's it's a spell failure, Pete. Give me a roll.
This is really bad luck.
It's 2 rolls for 2 spells and a failure.
In a row.
Is this an attack spell or a non-attack spell?
No, it's a wood wall spell, so it's an elemental. Oh, okay. It's an elemental spell.
It's
followed up by 28.
28. Thank you.
Maybe elemental. So its classification. Its type is E. I'll just check.
Subconscious second thoughts causes cast to lose spell, but not the spell points. Just one clarification. I made a boo-boo with inflicting damage, I'm sorry, on poor Askel, with the ice wall dropping on top of Askel. I reread the rules. Walls cannot be used as a offensive action, so Askel shouldn't have taken that damage. It would have just either not formed or nudged, or it would have nudged him out of the way, basically, but no damage to him. So sorry, Askel, but he didn't take much damage, and he got some XP out of it. But sorry, Askel.
It was a funny moment.
And it was a funny moment for Keros. And apologies to Keros for inflicting damage on her party member as well. So, really bad luck, Mython. You don't lose the spell points, but there is a... Hang on, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, there's suddenly a... Boom. Didn't happen. Sorry, Mython, that's your round.
Sorry, she just would like to say things. Just got a little bit of... She would probably have a brain fart and go, wood wall, she'd point, but then... and then she would say, rope moving up, and point back over her shoulder because she heard what Askel said, so she wanted to alert the people there that rope was moving.
Cool.
Thank you.
Done. Cool. Right. And all of a sudden, from up above you, Tanya, there is a horrible noise. And something, you don't know what, you don't know what it is, but suddenly there is this burst of horrific green energy, call it that, a ball of it. And this ball of filth, horribleness, lands not in front of Tanya, right where Leif was a second or so later. And I'm going to ask anybody within 20 foot, which includes certainly Tanya, certainly these 3 characters. That's Nicholas, Demos, Grey, who's just moved back, and I'll just check. to see what happens to them. I'm just going to do a quick check, guys, and just check the distance. One second. They're 20 foot. So definitely Tanya, definitely 18 foot to there. All right. So the following characters are affected: Tanya, Nicholas, Demos, Grey, Severin, Leif, Keros, and Victory. Mythan, by the skin of your teeth, this ball erupts further down the line, and I'm afraid for both Nicholas, Demos, and Grey, you get plus 20 to this roll.
Oh dear.
I'm going to roll the attack roll, which will apply to all of you in the open. The criticals will be individual. Here's the attack roll on all of you for this ball of slime, or whatever it is, coming your way. Exclamation mark, R space, oops. Exclamation mark, R space, D 100. Coming at you now. You guys are hoping for either a spell failure or a very, very, very low roll. This will affect all of you, plus 20 to those characters I just mentioned that are right in the firing line. And then the critical rolls on all of you will be different. 37. Could be a lot better, could be a lot worse. We're going to go down the line. 7. Starting with you. This is going to take a minute, guys.
You mean Tanya?
No, I mean Severin. Severin is affected. So I'm going to hang on. What I'm going to do is going to scroll in. There we go. Oh, can't. Yeah, I can scroll in kind of that much without revealing too much. And I'm going to show you the map. Without revealing too much. So this thing explodes here. So the epicenter is, is right here. Anybody within this immediate area, which includes Nicholas, Grey, actually probably this character, who I think is Demos. Actually, Demos, you are shielded by Nicholas, but Grey and you are lucky, Demos. Nicholas and Grey, you get plus 20 to this roll. The spread of this goes out 20 foot, and it gets, that's Mythan there. It misses Mythan just, but it gets Keros, Severin, Leif, Grey, Demos, Nicholas, and Tanya. Nicholas and Grey get the most effect with a plus 20. So coming up on you, Severin, with a roll of 31. Now 37 was the attack roll.
Severin actually had walked up the end of last game to talk to Askell, but don't worry. Okay. Yep. Just roll.
Just come on. Hang on. No, you don't roll anything. Nothing. No need for you to roll. And plus. Okay. The range was. Let me just check the range. Yeah. No. So no range bonus or minus. Severin, you don't get either a DB or your shield. You don't with all spells, and you take 9 in an A heat. 9 in an A acid on you. The acids, I'm going to roll now. Actually, yeah. Why don't you roll the criticals on yourselves? That would A, speed things up, and B, add to dramatic effect. So this is an A acid critical on you, Severin.
73.
73. 73. Severin, you're stunned 3 rounds. You fight at -5 for 6 rounds. And you take 8 hits. So, going to take a minute or so because I have to do this manually, guys. Your stunned 3. -5 for the next 6. Can you remind me that you're at -5 for the next 6 rounds? After 6 rounds, you kind of shake off that injury and you're fine. So, Severin, can I ask you to keep track of that because my counter doesn't, I'm afraid. Wham. Next up on my list, Tanya. The same attack on you. And it was a 37. Uh, 10 in a B, in a B acid. Roll the acid crit on yourself, please. Hope for a low number.
61.
6-1.
Yeah.
So this a gout of this filthy, reeking stuff splashes onto your leg, Neathanol. Sorry, Tanya. You're stunned and unable to parry for 1 round. You fight at -5 and you take 9 hits. Stun no parry, 1 round, and the stun no parry will affect you this round. Next round you're out of it. Next on my list is Grey. This is a +20 on the roll, I'm afraid, Grey. Just coming. Okay, and a 37. Wham. Wham. Oof. That's 22 in a C acid on yourself, please. Roll the C, hope for a low number.
30.
30? That's pretty low. So you're lucky. I mean, you and Nicholas were at the epicenter of this blast. However, you were lucky. Yeah, just some light burns, basically. Basically, your skin's kind of smouldering grey. You must parry for 1 round, 7 hits, but you are taking 1 hit around as this acid basically eats into your flesh.
Nice.
Must parry 1 round, and that'll be next round that this is affected. That's... Boomfa. Next on my list, Jada, you're safe. Nicholas, you also get a full frontal attack with a +20. And the roll was a 37, which was mercifully nice and low. And please, Nicholas, can you take exactly the same as Grey? 22 in a C acid. Roll the C on.
Oh dear, 81. Not good.
So there is a blast of this filthy stuff, and it hits you in your thighs, plural. If foe has leg armor, 2 hits per round and fights at -20. If not, massive leg damage, muscle and tissue, and foe fights muscle and tissue damage and fights at -85. Nicholas, you don't take any additional hits, but you scream in agony as acid burns through both of your upper thighs and it basically eats down almost to the bone. It doesn't completely destroy as it did to poor Demos previously, and it might do again to poor Demos in a second. But you're at a colossal -85 until that horrible injury is healed.
He's not taking hits around though.
Amazingly not.
Woo! Wow.
If not, massive leg damage and fights. Oh, hang on. If foe has leg armor, 2 hits per round and fights at -20. If not, massive leg damage and fights at -85. 2 hits per round and at -20. I think you do get both, actually, Pete. You get the effects from before. Oh no, it says and... No, maybe you don't. Maybe it's... Oh no, that's an interesting result.
Chemically cauterized, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So you're not taking hits per round. If not, massive leg damage and fights at -85. Everything you do, spells, every action you take, you're in agony and you take 85. -85 on that roll.
Okay.
Next up is Askell, you're fine. Leif, you're also okay. I think we said.
No, he was in.
He was in. You're right. Leif is there. Leif.
Is he right at the edge?
Yep, but he still gets affected. Doesn't have the +20 as the other two did. It was a +37 on the roll. He doesn't get his shield, and he doesn't get his DB because he's just enveloped by this cloud of acid. 17 in the C. Roll the C on yourself, please. Make it low.
$33.
Sorry?
73. Sorry, 33.
33. Same results as maybe at the same kind of splash that hits Grey a few feet in front of you. Light burns. Your arms and your legs are kind of smoking a bit. You mass parry for 1 round, which will be next round. You take 7 hits, and you're taking 1 hit a round from acid.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Hang on. No, 17 plus 7, 24. Oh, and let's parry 1 round. Okay, going down my list, Keros, you are next. The receiving end of a ball spell, not an ice spell this time. Yeah, boo. Boo indeed. 37.
Oh god, 99.
Okay. I didn't actually ask for that result, but you...
Oh, sorry.
Well,
sorry.
No, I'm going to take it. You rolled it.
Sorry, it's the critical I was supposed to roll for.
What?
Sorry.
I'm
confused.
Yep. So you had to roll a critical on yourself.
Yes, that's what I thought I was doing. So sorry.
And you just rolled a 99 on yourself.
Yes.
Okay. I guess that, yeah, that has to stand, I think.
Yeah,
Can I just
sorry.
double check, Chris? Why wouldn't we get our agility, our quickness?
Because you're in the middle of a cloud. As far as I know, you
Your area spells don't say anything about not having agility.
you can't.
It says modifications to the area, elemental area radius due to caster's agility, caster's skill, and target's shield do not apply. All other modifications do apply.
Okay, sure. What do you do, Keros?
Sorry, I thought I had to roll. I get out of the way.
Or no, you can't. That's a critical on yourself. So hang on.
Okay, is that not what we were doing? Sorry.
That is exactly what we were doing.
Okay.
So I thought, Pete, this is really hard. So the GM's made a mistake. I thought it was actually you don't get your defensive bonus. I knew you didn't get your shield. Thanks for bringing it up partway through, Pete.
Sorry.
Yeah, might have been easier to have just done it at the end. I'm not sure what to do here. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say that DB does apply, so you do get your DB. So Keros, you take. Actually, it's still 18 in the C that you take, even with your DB. So your DB is 21 normally. Yeah, and you rolled a 99 on the crit. This is the result of the crit.
Okay. Did I roll too early? Sorry.
You did. I generally ask people to wait for the roll, and that's what I'm kind of...
No, I rolled. I rolled a 99. Okay. Sorry, I've just rolled too early.
Okay.
Is all.
Chest strike destroys foe's heart and lungs. Foe has metal armor and is fused to his chest, and he dies in 5 rounds. If not, foe dies instantly.
Okay.
Oh, man.
But even if I'd waited, I still would have rolled that. So it actually doesn't matter when I rolled it. I rolled it.
Keros?
Stop.
You were slain. And you crumpled to the ground. You've had 3 life levels. Those 3 life levels are gone. Keros is dead. Dead.
Holy moly.
Oh my gosh.
Yikes.
No.
There is
I can't breathe.
a horrible sizzling noise as
no.
the smell of both Keros's heart and lungs are evaporated into the air, and she crashes to the ground with a sickening thud. And what's even more heartbreaking and more awful, there is a hiss and a meow from Victory at her fallen mistress.
Oh God, stop. I think I'm going to cry.
Keros,
Yeah.
you are dead.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to roll too early. I thought we were rolling, so it doesn't matter when I rolled. That's what I rolled. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Right, so we actually took ourselves off camera there just to process for a little bit. It's always very confronting and sad when the character dies, and yes, sadly Keros has fallen in the heat of battle. There was some discussion off camera in terms of some things the party may, some options the party may have to see if they can bring Keros back from the dead. Many months ago in game time and years ago in real time, the party was investigating an ancient tower owned by an astrologer or a seer or some person who had apparently abandoned it, and they found a stash of very special herbs, and including in those herbs was a herb that perhaps may help Keros or not. We are going to just pause for a second and reflect on, and there'll be a proper time to mourn Keros's departure. It's not right now, and perhaps there is a solution to Keros's departure. We get to see how inventive and how creative the characters are, how creative the players are, I should say. But just to acknowledge here and now, very sad when a character dies. Moving on. Neathanel, you are unaffected. Mithan, you are unaffected. Demos, you do take a hit. You have been cushioned by the blow of the impact, courtesy of Nicholas. Coming at you right now, Demos. You do get your DB. Thank you, Pete, for confirming that, and apologies to those that I took off. I didn't think you did with a ball spell. I was wrong. I don't think I'm pretty damn sure everybody would have got a critical, at least. It may not have been quite as severe, but yes, there we go. 37 was the roll. You do get your DB, Demos. You don't get your shield. 9 and a B. Acid on you. Please roll the B, and please roll low.
$79.
That's not that low. So, Demos, you get deja vu here again. Arm strike burns foe, so there's a smell in it, and an oddly familiar smell from down in the in-between when you got burnt by acid previously. You're stunned for 2 rounds. You're taking 2 hits per round. All cloth on weapons arm is burnt off. I don't think you have any. And you drop all that you're holding. You take another 11 hits. So you drop your spear. You're stunned for 2 rounds. And you take 2 hits per round as this acid just burns into your flesh. Ugly, very, very ugly. So 11 plus 9, that's a maximum of 20 hits that you take, Demos. Wham! And you drop your spear with a clatter. Next up on my list, have we done? Yes, we have done Tanya. That is it. The last person to act was, and there's this horrible kind of sizzling, both noise and smell from the blast which radiated out from here and has gone around and affected quite a number of you. Next up, Mithan, you've acted. You were the last to act of the party. Next to act, Nicholas, you can act this round. You have negative 85 to act. You are in agony with the upper parts of your legs burnt, badly burnt.
He is going to, well, he's going to look up and want to, there's not much he's really going to be able to do because he's in so much pain, I suppose. Negative 85 to everything is a real disability.
Yes, it is. It's a major, major wound. He wants to do what, sorry?
Oh, I don't think there's anything he can do that's meaningful, actually.
Okay.
I mean, he can move, can't he? So he will move back.
Okay.
Gingerly.
Absolute agony. Every step you take, you are just wincing in pain. And you see to your horror, your smoking friends, and tragically, this little girl, you don't know her well. Now, I'm saying you do have presence enough mind not to stand in the direct line of archers, so you are moving cautiously round. This young woman, Keros, you don't know her very well, but she is on the ground, and it appears that she is no more. You get to about there, Nicholas.
He will say what he's seen anyway, to keep the information going. Okay, thank you.
What's he seen?
Oh, he'll just say. I mean, I assume that he doesn't need to do a perception roll for those things that you've just described, immediate stuff. But yeah, he'll say Keros is down, and he'll be shocked.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. And perhaps he'll want to comfort Victory if possible, or Keros.
Victory is pawing at Keros on the ground and mewing, clearly absolutely distraught.
Yeah.
Next up,
try and comfort Victory and just be next to Keros. Yeah.
Cool. Etienne, you're next to act.
Okay. I mean, he will cast.
Okay. What's he casting? Well, actually, make the roll.
A7.
Sure thing. Is it instantaneous? Well, actually, whatever happens, it goes off.
He'd been preparing for 4 or 5 rounds. So.
Sure.
Yeah, so he's casting inspirations.
Actually.
So you would hear a typical rallying call from him and everybody within. Where is it? Inspirations 2. Everybody within. Inspirations 2. 20 feet of him. Gains +10 to everything they do. So that's all melee attacks and moving maneuvers.
+20.
+20 feet. 100. Yeah.
So that's everyone in this direction except Tanya, and except Askell. Askell. Yes. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Can people remind me of their +20? He's got 25 less to act. What does he do, please?
Presses himself. Having just seen that, presses himself into the call. There's no one he can really help, is there? Is there anyone injured near him? No. Can Mithan move?
Yeah, I mean, Nicholas is badly bandaged.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So Nicholas is right there. Okay. He will take Nicholas to the cliff edge and put his body around him and put his shield over his head.
Okay. Severin, you have -5 for the next 6 rounds. You're also stunned for 3 rounds, including this round. Stunned, you can still act. So the description of a stun is: for this number of rounds, the target may not attack. They may only parry with half their offensive bonus. Normal DB, new to quickness, etc. is not affected, and the only other actions allowed are movement and maneuvers, both modified by -50.
He'll push himself into the cliff face, put his shield over his head, and implore the spellcasters, if we even have the ability to do this now, and I don't actually know that we do. Can the spellcasters get us out of here?
done. Tarquin. Tarquin, can you, which is yourself, very, very. Oh, is Tarquin with us?
I'm here, Chris, but I'm clueless as to what's happening.
Okay. What did you just what did you just pick up on, Giles?
I just heard that Karios is gone. You've been attacked by an acid ball. We've been attacked by an acid ball, but I have no idea where Tarquin is.
Okay. So, so Tarquin is oblivious to all of this. At the end of last session, if you remember, Tarquin was here. He walked out and then he dove underwater, and we haven't got very far. We haven't done a round yet. That's where we're picking it up for Tarquin under the water. So, can you join me under the water, please, Giles?
Has he cast at all?
Nothing. All he has done is jump under the water, which was the last round.
Okay, in which case he will.
Hang on, can you join me under the water, please? Because you're now. You're now.
Yes.
So in chat room 1, players can't see you. So yep, join me in chat room 1, please. Hello.
Hi, Chris.
Hello, just coming. That was quite unpleasant there, Giles. I don't know if you picked that up, but yes, unfortunately, Kairos is slain.
So is Tarquin completely oblivious to all of this? Like he's underwater and so we'll have no knowledge?
Completely. He doesn't know what's going on. So last round, he jumped under the water. He knows that he is...
Yep. Okay, so the reason he did this is so he can put up some strafing attacks from under the water on the party that were 300 or so yards away coming down the cliff. So raining hard and in and underwater, he thinks will make him an extremely difficult target for anybody who's not exceptionally magically minded. So he is going to cast... In the first spell he's going to cast is... where's it gone? Is underwater movement.
Okay. You're still very new to this game, Giles. Does it have an asterisk next to it? Is it an instantaneous spell? Or...
So I think this is not an instantaneous spell.
Okay. Is he casting now?
Okay, so Chris, so one thing I've been trying to find from the books, which I've not found easily, is what the proportion likelihood of the spell going off is if it's cast instantaneously compared to not if it's not an instantaneous spell.
Got it. So, yep, anything under, so a 1 or a 2 or below is an instant failure. Is a spell failure. So if you roll a 1 or a 2 on any spell, that's a spell failure.
Yep.
If he casts with 0 rounds preparation, as he is now, and this is a deviation from the standard rules, but it is in these little sheets that I have sent out, he gets negative 30 to the roll.
Okay, and what does he need to get to for the spell to go off?
Above a 1 or a 2.
So if he rolls a 3, the spell goes off.
But because he is not prepared, he rolls a 3 minus 30 is a negative 27. The spell fails.
Okay. So yes, thank you. That's extremely helpful. Well, Tarquin knows there's some urgency, but does not feel there's like a desperate urgency. So he's gonna prepare to cast a spell, and he'll use his remaining 10% of movement to simply get himself further out at this kind of 75-degree angle.
Got it.
So he'll be mostly underwater, bow in one hand, with his quiver. So I mean, he knows he's not entirely protected until he's under the water.
Well, he probably can't do a lot because I mean he could try a kind of a swimming.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him to just prepare
Float. Okay, so basically float there underwater. Okay, so the proportion, by the way, is 0 rounds preparation, -30, 1 rounds preparation, -15, 2 rounds preparation plus 0, 3 rounds plus 10, 4 rounds plus 20.
That's helpful. Thank you.
So 2 rounds prep, and you got plus 0. So I mean, he could roll right now. He could roll a 90. He could roll 100, and he's absolutely fine. But he also might roll less than 30, and if he does, he's in trouble.
What's the problem for a spell failure? Like, what would be the problem?
It can vary. So at its most minor for this type of spell, the most minor is momentary lapse in concentration delays the casting of the spell for 1 round. Okay, that's the least minor. The most severe, so that's a result of either a 1 to 20, is the one I read out. A 300 roll, so that means you'd have to roll a 95 plus a 95 plus a 95, so 3 times in a row. So you'd have to be very unlucky, but you could roll. Caster suffers a severe stroke and falls into a 3-month coma.
There's a 1 in 10,000 chance of coma. That's a risk I'm prepared to take. He's going to prepare.
He's going to prepare? Okay.
Yeah. Prepare is 90%, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what he will... And casting a spell is how much?
An instantaneous spell is 10%. Yep. Any other spell, any other normal spell that's not instantaneous is 75.
Okay, so he can do a quick glance, can't he? That will take 10% of his time, and then have 90% of his time to prepare. And the reason he will do a quick glance is to look to see if anybody on shore can see him, or appears to obviously be looking at him. And if that's the case, he'll snapcast so he can think. And if he...
Remember
does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Remember, you can't snapcast this. I see what you mean. You mean cast? Yeah, okay, I understand.
You cast instantaneously with the remaining 90%. I appreciate it's going to be the briefest of glances, but he wants to have 90% to prep.
Technically, he was underwater last round. You said he dove under the water.
Excellent. I did. So he won't be able to see. That's a very good point. He'll prepare because he can hold his breath for a few minutes.
Okay.
So he's just going to prepare.
Okay, done.
Good point.
Done. Okay. No point in keeping you by yourself. Come back into chat room, the main chat room, please.
Thank you.
Two people per round. Yeah.
Hello.
I think it's the plan. Hello.
We're not underwater any longer. Next person. Okay. Tanya, you're next.
Well, I've got another arrow on the string. Is there a target?
Right.
Whatever this thing came out the cave, is there, to...
Yep. So, let me just make a roll, please. There is a partial target. So what you see is something horrific, something horrible. Your party members have described it to you. I'm going to put it up in chat now. You see the tail end of that man, and you don't see his face, obviously, so that's a bit unfair. You just catch the very back of him, and I'll describe what his back looks like in a second. But his legs, his human legs, are lying... How would you describe this? As though
so we'll be seeing him on screen?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to... Sorry, thanks, Pete. There we go. I forgot to switch the camera on. So you see the remainder of those legs, basically. So you don't see anything else. Forget the face, but you see those legs, and they're lying, Tanya, horizontal to the ground, and upside down. And what's particularly horrific is attached to this person, and she only sees it for a second or so. She will get a shot, but it will be at a significant minus, but she will get a shot, because he didn't roll that well for his maneuver. Horrific legs. You would only call them spider legs. And they're up here. What's happened is this man, what appears, from what you catch a glimpse of him, appears to be human. Now, they're not massive legs. You've heard your companions describe them as 15 foot tall. These aren't even close to 15 foot. They're only like kind of that tall. And they seem to kind of shrink as they go in under the arch into the cave themselves. So he's got his human legs sticking out the back, which are basically ineffectual. They're doing nothing. And he's got these spider legs, which are wriggling along the ceiling, the top of the arch. Basically, he was lurking. This thing was lurking up here, critically out of the rain. So you can see here on screen, the rain is coming down, and objects that are invisible in the rain are easier to see. This thing was lurking up in the dark, and unfortunately none of you spotted him up there. Biding its time, invisible. It's now visible, Tanya sees. It has scuttled upside down, nearly completely under the top of these crates, but not quite. You'll get a negative 90 to this roll, Tanya, because it's nearly through, but you will get a shot. If you are not stunned, you're stunned, no parry. You are stunned, no parry this round. Damn it. For all that build-up. It depends. If you win initiative next time, there's still part of this thing left out. So next round you might be able to potentially get a shot on it, but not this round, I'm afraid. But you will lose your stun no parry this round. And then Demos. There you are, Demos. You've just been frazzled. You are stunned currently for 2 rounds. You can feel the acid. This is horrible flashbacks to the in-between. Is eating into your, I think it was your arms. You can operate at negative 50, moving and maneuvering if you wish, or you can speak. You can't do a lot else. You've dropped your spear as well.
Can he pick his spear and shield back up, or?
Didn't drop his spear. Sorry, didn't drop his...
just his shield.
Sorry, he didn't...
I thought he dropped everything. Sorry.
No, he dropped everything in his weapon's hand, so he dropped his spear. Picking up a weapon from the ground is a 30% action. You've got 50% left to act. You reach down, you pick up your spear. You now have it back in your hands. The weight, the heft of it feels remarkably calming for some reason for you. You've got 20% left to act, speak, do something if you wish. Sorry?
Oh my lord, I think he'd head over to, oh my god, to Kirill's body and just, like, I don't know. I feel like he'd just be too stunned to kind of say anything.
He'd what, sorry?
He'd just be too stunned to say anything. Yep. Or do anything, yeah. I don't know. That's it.
Okay. Okay. And that is the end of a very, very, very long round. GM is going to head to the bathroom, compose himself for a little bit, and he'll be back in a second to see what happens next.
Oh, a moment's silence for Curious.
Yeah.
Wow.
Would somebody able to
I
give me
think
a
we can
very
bring
quick
it back.
update of what's happened?
Oh my goodness.
Actually, not too much has happened. We haven't actually gone too far into the game. Tarquin had, well, you've done your action of out in the water. All we had done was Askell had made himself fly and had noticed that the rope near him, which Tarquin had shot the person off, was moving. So there are people at the top of the cliff. Other people, we don't know who they are. Mithan had moved in and failed to cast a wall spell. Other people we were just sort of talking about getting out of here because it's sort of we're wanting the people at the far end of the beach to come and attack the cave. And we were going to withdraw. And then we got this acid ball, basically.
Yeah, from above or the cave?
So that spider creature had been lurking.
Okay.
Had been lurking above the entrance to the cave, and so it was from the people in the cave, but it was a spider creature. I wonder if it's it has to do because there's a cancelling magic spell on the cave. I hope its legs don't get cancelled. I mean, it's too. I'm not going to bring it up, but I'm just thinking.
No, I'll bring it up. Bring everything we can get.
Oh well, I'm 10. Someone else could. I tend to pick all the details, and I think it's not always great. But I think the plan is we're evacuating. Can Tarquin fly?
No.
Okay, so he is underwater.
Askell can take Tarquin and Mithan.
Cool.
Fly them up.
Tarquin and the Athanol, don't forget, are under the water, so they're not priority ones.
We've got to get them out.
Yeah, they're fine where they can look after themselves, I think.
But yeah.
Okay.
Just to fly float out.
GM is back, guys. One thing I meant to ask at the beginning of last round, does anybody have anything that would affect their initiative? What I mean by that is an arrow readied on the string, or a spell readied to fire.
Oh, Mithan has got an arrow on the string.
Okay.
Denya's got an arrow on a string.
I'm prepped, but in a different bunch of people.
Okay. So plus 50 to. I mean, Graham, kind of your call here. I tend to think if you're stun no parry, as Tanya was last round, I don't know, would you lose the arrow off the string? Guided by you here. Up to you, your call. I tend to think if you take into an injury like that, I think you've kind of half unstrung your bow, but up to you. If you think she's still got an arrow on, I'm happy to go with it.
I've no idea. No idea. I don't know.
I think combat trained. It's what you do is you practice your weapons and you practice being ready. I mean, that's, I don't know. You know, as part of an archer, that's your thing, your habit. You know, you're conditioned to make. I don't know.
If you got hit on the leg, that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Your call, your character. If you can make a case for it.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. She got hit on the leg. She's an archer.
Yeah.
She's got her. I don't know.
Just a second. Okay. Just got a couple of people to alter. Okay. And just a sec, please. Oh. Okay. All right. All right. So, bring us back to the map. Coming in now. I've given you the plus 50. Did I give to Tanya? Yep, I will. Hang on. Cool. This is for archery actions only. So it's not. So it gives you the opportunity to fire at any point. Not to act at any point. Does that make sense? Like, it's about the fact that you have an arrow readied, Mithan and Tanya. I guess later in the round I'll ask for your action if you haven't fired. So first up, no. Mithan, action from yourself.
Shoot the spider thing, please.
Oh, you are... Yeah, I'm sorry. At the angle that you're at, you cannot see it.
Okay.
Unless... Well, firstly, you don't know it's there, because no one's told you about it. And secondly, you can't... from the angle you're at, you can. Tanya can, because she's right here, and the thing is, kind of right here, and it's just crawling under that arch there. It's like a matter of 20 foot away from Tanya. But Mithan, you've got you can't see it from where you are, and you're unaware that it exists.
Okay, so she will hold and she will shoot anything she can.
Cool.
Yeah.
And at the end of the turn, tell me if you... And if something happens, potentially we resolve whether or not she acts or not. Okay?
Cool. Thank you.
Tanya, you do get to go next.
Okay.
It'll be there's not much of this thing, but there is some of it. You don't get a minus for assuming you're taking the shot.
Oh, yeah.
You do get a back attack on it. Give me a roll. Hope for a big roll.
93.
That's a pretty big roll.
Plus 110.
That's a very big roll. Does have significant cover, as already described. Plus 110. You hit this thing. 9 and an A puncture. This could be a killing shot, depending on the result. Just give me 1 second to get up an appropriate. Roll your 9 and an A puncture, please. Make it good.
66.
66. I am going to take that result, definitely. It might actually be better, because I just realised that it's not full. I said it was at 90. No, it's better. That 10% made all the difference. 12 and a B, and you rolled a 66 on a B.
Yep.
Wow. So this thing, this horrible, loathsome, half man, half creature, half something or other, you're not sure what, screeches in fury. And by the way, I should have, for the actual acid attack, I forgot. There was that was the sound you heard earlier on, and felt. That is a good shot. 3 hits. And yeah, basically this thing just stops moving. You hit it hard. So it's the majority of it is inside this cave, but there is part of it, the back end of it, that's sticking out. You hit it hard, and another 3 hits. Nice shooting.
She'll duck back, and if she can say 3 words, she'll say, "Shoot the spider cave," or "Shoot spider cave."
Okay. The good news from where she was, she didn't have to reveal herself to any fire from out here. So she didn't have to step out or anything. She could just simply look up and it was there. If that makes sense. So she didn't expose herself to any fire, so she doesn't need to step back into cover. She didn't step out of cover. Right, so
she'll reload for the next turn anyway.
Okay. And you get that message across. Cool. Nice shooting. Very nice shooting. At a time where you needed a good shot, that was a good shot. Neathanel. Can you... Oh, yeah, this is going to take too long. This is absolutely going to take too long. If we keep jumping out of underwater, I think. Has he already gone?
No.
No, you're still there? Okay. Yeah, look, we got through 1 round. What do you do, please, Neathanel?
Untie 2 of the boats.
Okay. I'll give you... It'll take you
Cut them.
Yep. So, drawing a weapon, 20%, and then starting to cut, it'll probably take you another round to cut through. Reasonably, take you a bit to cut through this round. By next round, it'll be cut, I'll say.
And that's longer than just... I assume they're tied up quite.
Sorry, what's that?
That takes longer than untying, does it? In my estimation.
It's faster to cut than to untie, definitely.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So you've drawn and you're keeping your head down behind this rock. Done.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Jada, you're next.
Now Jada needs to prepare to fly.
Okay.
And I think throw up an instant shield. So I'll just roll for that. Give me a sec.
So I don't know. So what are you doing, please?
So 10% instant spell, which is just a shield.
Yes, go for it.
That's this one.
Cool.
75.
That is...
And the rest of the 90% she'll just prepare to fly, because she can't stuff that one up.
Cool, done. Okay, so she's preparing this round.
Done.
Excellent, thank you. Askell. Down here. That's you, Jada.
So I've got to I'm taking Mithan. Where's Mithan?
Mithan's moved down here.
Gosh, what have I got? I'm flying. I assume he wears it. He wears some armor, so I don't need to shield him.
No.
Mithan's close to me.
No. Askell removed his armor to go on this mission on the island.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Okay.
He did.
He'd better do an instant shield spell as well.
Okay.
I'll roll for that now.
Oops, too early by me. Just fails on a 1 or a 2.
Here it comes. Shield spell for Askell, 92.
Absolute success.
And the rest of him, oh my goodness, what else do I need to do? You can't prepare for 2 spells, can you?
No, you cannot.
I'll prepare for... So I'm already flying. I've got to prepare for the float spells.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're preparing for the remainder of the round. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Grey. You must parry this round, so your only actions for this number of rounds, the target may not attack. They may only parry with half their OB. The only other actions are allowed are both movement and maneuver at -25.
Yeah. I guess he would just probably try and lift his shield up to kind of protect from above.
Okay.
And he would just be very sad.
Okay. Sure thing. Could you please, yes, from where you are, give me a observation roll, please.
Yep. Uh, 86.
Plus his perception is?
38.
Yeah, that's enough. I'm not going to mask it this time. So you'd seen this one, and now this one is starting to be pulled back up.
What's being pulled up, sorry?
A rope. You saw
Yep.
firstly this one, and now this one is going up. Any other actions, Grey, for the remainder of your rounds?
I guess he can he speak or nah?
What's he done? No, yeah, he can. He can.
He would just say ropes being lifted.
Okay. Shouting, whispering, what kind of volume?
He would just try and be as loud enough for the people around him to hear, but not loud enough for people in the distance.
Okay, so kind of people in that area have heard Grey.
Yeah.
Okay. Leif, you have just heard that from Grey. It is your turn next. You must parry this round as Grey had to, and you're also taking 1 hit a round from the acid.
Yep. He will say, let's float, let's get out of here, floating and flying. And a perception roll, please.
Yeah, sure. Give me a roll. Where's he looking and what's he looking for, particularly?
Oh, sorry. 51.
Yep.
So, where are we? General perception is plus 51. He is going to look towards the cave and then down the shoreline to where he knows other people are.
Yep.
And then what can he... if he feels it's... he can... he's wanting to look up at the top of the cliffs as well.
Yep.
There's people up there.
Yep. So right now you can't see above you. If you recall,
there's a lip.
Yep. There's a lip which looks like.
Yep.
There you go. That.
Yeah.
There's a lip above you, so no, you can't see directly above you.
Cool. That's why I was sort of hesitating to for the explanation. So I'm not sure how much you see.
And also, that's a lot to perceive. Yep.
Okay. Cool. No, that's fine.
Nothing he sees or hears from the direction of the cave. What he does see, however, is looking down here at the base of this massive chunk of stone. He sees, and you can just make out a couple of figures there that I'm highlighting. He sees people moving up cautiously and like a shield wall at the ends. Certainly some shields and the glint of metal down at the other end.
He will say that so people in his vicinity can hear.
Cool.
Yep. Thank you.
Next up is Nicholas, you are next. Nicholas, you're in agony. You're at negative 85 to everything you do. You have shuffled. You're a little way down here. Where are you?
Yep.
You're here somewhere. There. Nope. Down here somewhere. There you go. There.
Etienne, yeah.
Yep. There.
Yep.
What do you do? What do you do?
He will just accept support from Etienne. Basically, he's in so much pain.
Okay.
I think that's. Yeah.
Speaking of Etienne, it's your turn next.
He can't really. He doesn't. I don't think he has any first aid. Let me just check. No. So I guess he'd call upon Jada to help.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, he would perceive what's going on down the beach.
Okay. He does have his full helm on, of course, so he doesn't see very well. Give me a roll, please.
40. He's got ship perception as well, just 21.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he doesn't see anything. Doesn't even see movement down there. Okay. Next up is Severin. Severin, you're stunned for another 2 rounds. This round and the next round.
Yeah, I think he'd just urge everyone he'll say he's stunned, urging everyone to concentrate their efforts on getting off the beach.
Okay. Tarquin, again, I'm really tempted to jump into underwater with you, but again, it's going to take up more time. So what we're going to do instead is everybody gets some underwater Tarquin action.
He's just going to cast underwater movement.
Okay. So he's prepared for 1 round. This is a negative 15 to the roll. Give me a roll, please.
He's got to be a works. Ooh, bummer. 5.
5 is negative 15 plus his level, which is 7. Sorry, that's a spell failure.
Now what do I do?
You roll again and you hope for a really, really, really low number. Don't fall unconscious and then drown, would be a suggestion.
That would suck.
What's the roll?
It's having difficulty making a damn phone work.
I'm sorry?
84.
84. Serious strain causes Caster to misfire. Caster does not lose the spell points, but you are stunned 2 rounds and you're under the water. How long can a person hold their breath for? You've been under for 10 seconds so far.
About 4 minutes.
Okay. Don't lose the spell points. The spell does go off. No, it doesn't go off. It's a misfire, but you are stunned another 2 rounds under the water.
What's that mean?
What's that?
What does that mean?
What does that mean? That means...
Presumably he's just going to float to the top of the water, isn't he?
Yeah. So stunned. Stun number of rounds. For this number of rounds, the target may not attack. They may only parry with half their offensive bonus, and shield, etc. is not affected. The only other actions allowed are movement and maneuver, both modified by negative 50. So he can't do anything other than move at negative 50.
Thanks.
Okay. Next is... yeah, this horrific spider thing, man, whatever it is. Does, I'm very sorry, Tenya, manage to wiggle the remains of itself in through the cave. Definitely
Do
stop.
its legs need to do a resistance roll?
Sorry?
Do its legs need to do a resistance roll?
No. It's gone. And,
sorry, and
and
does
Pete.
Nathan have a chance to act before then?
Sorry, why did you ask the resistance roll question, Pete? You've got no idea about a resistance roll.
Oh. I'm just saying that our spells require a resistance roll. I assume theirs do.
Why would you assume that?
Because our spells require a resistance roll.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to check. Yeah. So with Mithan saw Tanya firing.
No.
Would she be able to?
No.
Okay.
No. So Mithan has heard Tanya say something. Something to the effect of spider thing shoot.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
If you look at the angles,
she can't really see Tanya.
She can't see Tanya because all of you are very conscious that if you step out of here, you are literally in the firing line. So arrows can, if you hug the wall, as you all are now, you are safe. Yeah. You just don't have you don't unless you step out, Mithan. So if you wanted to step, you don't know it's there, and you're only going on what Tanya said. So not that you know this, but you would have to move out.
Yeah.
Based on Tanya's roll, I would then ask for a perception roll. And if you made that perception roll to spot this thing wriggling through the crack, then I would give you a shot as it's going. Your call if you want to do that, because you did hear Tanya say spider attack or up or words to that effect.
I think it's too much stuff going on. Too hard to make a perception roll. Yeah. She will pair instead.
Okay. Cool. Demos. Stun one more round, Demos. Last round of stun. Anything else you're doing or saying?
Can he do a perception?
Sure. Where's he looking? And what's he looking at? For and at?
He's looking. He'd like to look from where the acid ball thingy came from. And for any kind of movement or probably just any kind of movement.
Okay.
Of any sort, any kind of like little hand wavy things, maybe, I don't know.
Okay. So remember, what he can see is probably that.
Just there. Okay.
So he can't see the cave entrance from where he is now.
Yeah.
But he can certainly look in that direction. Of course he can. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a roll, please. Oh, why are we getting? Sorry, why have we still got underwater sounds? We're no longer underwater. Just a minute. We're no longer swimming. We are dealing with rain and waves. I got very carried away with underwater. Give me a roll, please.
58.
5/8.
Yeah.
And his perception, please.
I think it's 50. Yeah, plus 50.
Cool. You don't see or hear anything. I'm sorry, Demos. That is the end of that round. Initiative for next round. Mithan, your turn.
She is going to... Oh! Okay, yeah, she's going to prepare, but if there's a target, she'll cancel action and shoot.
Done. Yep. Okay, Tanya.
Right, so there's no target?
It's gone. It has gone, I'm afraid.
Okay,
You are now no longer stunned, if that's helpful.
It is helpful. She's gonna crawl back to the rest of the party.
Cool.
And figure out how they're getting out of here.
Okay, give me a medium maneuver, please. Medium stalk to basically crawl your way along. As Grey did. Sorry?
55.
55 plus...
100 and... yeah, quite a lot. Stalk is... where is it? Oh yeah, 134.
Cool. Yes, you're fine. So Tanya, you keep basically completely retracing Grey's steps right up against the wall, and you hug the wall all the way along, and you get up to Grey. Like Grey, you can move a little bit further down if you wish.
Yeah, maybe just round the corner into that little nook.
So you are safe from this point, from you believe at least archery fire from this direction if you wish to stand, or do you continue? Crouching?
She'll crouch. If there's anything left, she'll perceive. Otherwise, she'll just crouch.
Okay, give me a perception roll, please. And where's she looking?
Along the. No, actually up.
Up. Okay. Okay, sure. Give me a roll.
Up and along.
Okay.
12.
Sorry?
12.
12. So, cool.
Plus 81.
Yep. Yeah, it was a glance. The remainder of your roll wasn't enough for a full perception, a proper look around. But with your elven eyesight, yeah, for sure, there are a number of people. 5, 6, 7. You see the glint of steel, and they're moving more rapidly in this direction along towards you.
Okay. If she has words, she'll say they're coming along beach or coming along.
Damn it! By the way, I just gave you advantage with your initiative because you had an arrow on the string. You didn't take a shot, but you acted. You're lucky. You acted first. Swings, roundabouts. I took off your DB when I shouldn't have on the acid ball, but you got to act first. So swings, roundabouts. Yes, she gets 3 words.
Coming along beach.
Cool. Okay. Ethanol.
Yeah, she'd like to, if she's finished cutting the rope, she'd like to drag in 2 boats.
She's finished cutting 1 rope. She's cut 1.
In her estimation, how many people would get in a boat?
Oh, 1, 2 at the front, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12,
yeah, she'll
perhaps?
she'll under the water, she'll drag the boat into shore.
Okay. Okay, so she, whoops, she begins walking this boat out.
Aiming for roughly where Askell is, I guess.
Okay.
But she'll stay under the water.
Okay, I am going to ask for a swimming maneuver because the length of rope that you've got doesn't go down the 20 foot down below. So just give me a light swimming maneuver just to be able to hang onto the rope and kick towards the shore.
85.
85. What's her swim?
Plus 40 something. 45.
Cool. Yeah. Well and truly good enough. Yeah, she kicks off using the rock as kind of leverage, boosts herself out, and she actually makes very good progress and starts heading in, pulling the rope with her. It's obviously the right side up. Tell me which direction she's aiming to take this boat, please.
I guess towards over to the slightly to the left of where the party is. I mean, in our estimations, somewhere that they could get in and not be shot from the cave.
Okay, so down here would be safest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Perhaps here, but just to be absolutely safe, down there. Okay. Next up, Jada.
Right. Does anyone need healing? Is it Nicholas that got burnt? Badly?
I think we
Yeah,
got to get.
he's in lots of pain. But,
Is he the worst? Is there anyone worse than Nicholas apart from Carol's? I'll come help Nicholas if there's no one worse.
Thank you.
Do I have to do a diagnostics if I know that there was just like an acid burn?
So just as a heads up, you're preparing last round, I believe, by the way, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm already preparing, yeah. So I can cast something. I'm just thinking what.
Okay.
What?
So when you're preparing, you have a 10% action.
Oh, so just walking over is it? Is it?
You can do that. Yep, you can do that.
So I've already prepared. Walk over. I can cast something. Fix a burn. What do I do? Just concussion? Is it just a concussion one? What have we got? Healing. Do I just heal hits? Can't see a fix burn spell. Blood, muscle. Oh gosh, where's burns? Bones, cuts. Oh, there is a burn relief. Okay. Alright, it's a level 6 frost burn relief. And it says, as frost burn relief 1, except heals 2 areas of mild damage or 1 area of moderate damage. For example, a 2nd degree burn. So I'll try for that one. I have to touch. Oh gosh, where are you burnt, Nicholas? Is it your everywhere?
She's not going to like it. It's his thighs.
Oh my goodness. Alright, touch the thighs. And here we go. Casting. Where's my dice? I should better do this quick. Oh goodness. What have I done? Hang on. Alright, here we go. 50.
Spell goes off. What's the description of the spell, please? Can you read it again? What's the name of it and the description?
It says it's called it's a level 6 burn relief 2.
For frostbite?
So it's the same as frost slash burn relief.
Frost slash burn relief.
So it's the same as burn relief 1, which says where's burn relief 1? Heals 1 area, but it can heal 2 areas or 1 area of moderate damage. So it's like a 2nd degree burn. So, so touching the thighs is, I guess that's 1 area?
Yeah, this damage is a very severe. This isn't a moderate or a light. This is a major burn from the acids. Unfortunately, Jadar, the spell is The spell's successful, but it has no healing effect on Nicholas.
Bugger. Oopsie. Alright, I'll try for something else. Alright.
Never mind.
I touched the thigh for nothing.
Sacrilegious.
Thank you, though. Thank you.
Askell, further down the line, down here, what you doing? That's you, Jada?
Me.
Yes, that is. Yep.
I couldn't. Okay, so what's Askell up to? He's got a shield. He's ready to float people away, but we can't go yet. Gosh, these people are too far away to hit them, aren't they?
Well, you haven't seen them yet. You're unaware of.
Haven't I?
No, you don't know, because you haven't looked down there.
Maybe I'll do a perception.
All right. Give me a roll. Yeah.
Is it cheating?
give me a roll.
Hang on. Yeah, let's switch dice.
It is kind of metagaming, but then again, I think it would be fair that Askell would be looking down there.
Anthony probably would be. Okay, perception, 43.
4-3. Okay, and what's his perception bonus?
On this old sheet, it says perception. It's not even on there. It should be on here, shouldn't it?
It'll be under general perception, I think.
General perception.
I think. General perception plus 25.
Ah, yeah, I got it. Plus 25, yeah.
Alright. Yes, so Askell, you are aware of people. In fact, the GM is going to do this for a second and just move some counters on the game board. Yeah. Just 2 ticks, please. Yeah, okay. Askell, you can see, looking in that direction, the following. Down, moving towards you, shields, a number of shields up. There's definitely someone with a spear out. There's blades drawn. People are moving towards you. And your count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe-ish. 6, 7 people. What are you doing, Askell?
Okay, I've got to share that with the others. 6 or 7 people, they have swords. Spears. Swords and spears.
Okay.
I've forgotten already. I wonder, oh gosh, is there a way we can get the spider to attack them and not us?
Any, so it was a perception roll, 30% perception. Anything else you're doing, Askell? You've got 70% left to act.
Am I right against the wall?
You can be. I mean, I'd assumed that you were... I mean, you're not
already
hidden.
Against the wall,
you're
am I?
You're definitely not hidden. You haven't said you're hiding. So I'm assuming you're
okay,
there.
I'll hide. I'll hide. I'll tell the others about them and hide against the wall.
Okay, sure
I might
thing.
go a bit
Give me
closer to the group.
Yep. So give me a masked hiding roll, please.
28.
28. Okay, and what's your hiding skill? That's under stalk and hide.
Alright. That is plus 17.
Okay. Cool. So, Askell, you curl yourself up in a little ball in here. You alert others that people are coming, and you've ducked into the shadows. The people, by the way, are some 120 foot away from you when you did that. Okay, moving on is Etienne.
Okay, Etienne is going to stand up and call warriors to arms and form, walk up to where Askell is and drag him up if he needs to and form a wall. He's going to urge Demos and Grey and whoever else is who's not stunned and who could stand up and form a wall while the magic users figure out how, if and when they can magic us out of here.
Okay. Now, technically, you're not aware of anybody down here, so...
I think there's been several...
He did. No, he did say something. Yep. He did. Beg my pardon. Distance of 30 foot. Yeah, easily. Okay. So, yes, you move down. Where do you place yourself, Etienne?
Next line, he's going to urge Askell to form a line with him, raise his shield, draw his sword. So hopefully others are going to join him. He wants to form a line across that foreshore. Actually, looking back at it, can I just look at the topography? There's a sort of gap in the rock there. Sort of as a boulder out to yeah, I think, that's all right. We can put some bow people on that rock there. That's fine. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully some others will join. That's good. All right. Sword out. Shield up.
Okay, cool.
And so I should say, opportunity parry if any bow shot comes his way.
Okay, sure. Grey Roughwind, you are no longer stunned. You are taking bleeding per round. You've heard Etienne kind of bellow at you down the way. What are you doing, please?
Heed Etienne's call and go down with him.
Okay.
Opportunity parry as well, if you can.
Okay. He currently, just as a reminder, he's currently still carrying his crossbow.
Yeah, cool.
Not coming at him.
It's unloaded, but as far as I know, it's unloaded.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so he comes down here with an unloaded crossbow and stands bearish.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Leif, you, Leif, are now unstunned.
He will say that he's going to be casting float on people.
Yep.
He will. He will move and float Nicholas.
Okay. Give me a roll for floating, please. And this is an instantaneous spell, or do you need to prepare? Or should you prepare?
Nope. Instantaneous, thank goodness.
Yep.
Because he rolled a 10.
That spell is successful.
Cool. Yep. That's it. So yeah, he's saying that he's going to start floating people so he can fly away.
Okay, and he said he's moving or he's doing something?
He moved to where Nicholas is.
He moved to where Nicholas is, and he cast float on Nicholas.
Yeah.
Okay, done. Thank you. Speaking of Nicholas, in utter agony, despite Jadar's best efforts, you now feel slightly lighter, Nicholas.
That's great help. Does Nicholas know? Nicholas know what is wrong with him? He'll just say the muscles of my legs, basically.
Yeah.
Yep. But he'll appreciate Jada. Yeah.
Anything else you're saying or doing, please, Nicholas?
He's such a negative. Any attempt of perception, anything else is no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, he's
He'll look
in agony, absolute agony. Severin, you are stunned. This is the last round of stun for you.
If he can, if he's got any movement in him, he'll start to shuffle down the beach.
Okay, move down to about here.
Yeah.
Okay. Tarquin, you are stunned this round and one more round. What are you doing, please? You're under the water.
Can he pop his head up and make a perception roll, or not when he's stunned?
The only other action you can do when you're stunned is move in a maneuver. I'd allow him to pop his head up.
No, so if he can't, there's no point if he can't perceive. He will simply continue to swim in the direction he was swimming.
Yep.
So however far he can, and he's going to contemplate his hubris.
Okay.
And not realising he might drown if he'd stun himself. What a dum-dum.
Could you give me a swimming roll, please?
Yep.
A light swimming roll. Oh, getting a lot of feedback there.
So 58, and his swimming is 45.
58 plus 45, 103. Yeah, success. So he doesn't swim far because he can only move in a maneuver at neg 50. But, you know, he makes some progress a little bit kind of under the water, just pushing his way along, unaware of what is happening on land.
Yep.
Cool. I mean, he's pretty groggy from feeling stunned. He's basically, you know, his head's ringing and he's just a bit out of it. Demos, you are now unstunned. The acid is still eating into your arms, but you can fully act. What do you do?
He would. Has anyone we've established that we're gonna get out of here, right? I think he'd try and pick up Kyros's body. I'm assuming we're taking it with us.
Okay.
And then just head towards the group.
Sure. He's carrying. Again, do you remember I asked a very important question earlier on?
Yeah.
What's his encumbrance? Oh, I don't think we ever figured this out, did we, Mason? Unfortunately.
I don't think we did.
No.
I'm sorry.
We really should have. So I'm going to say his pack is up at the top of the cliff along with Keros's.
Yeah.
The only items that Keros would keep on her would be probably the dagger, I'm guessing, although it is ultimately up to Keros. And just a second, I'll find out how much Keros weighs, unless Alex can beat me to it. Keros weighs 131 pounds. What's Demos' strength, please?
Plus 33.
He's exceptionally strong.
Would you like me to read out the figures?
Oh, have you got them? Oh, you legend.
They're on the sheet, yeah. So Demos' character weight is 210. His carried weight is 51.1.
Okay.
But his strength adjustment is plus 33. So without the carried weight, allowing for his weight is 210. He's normally carries 51. I don't know what that would be. Probably a lot less without his pack. But his strength adjustment is plus 33.
Right. So can he carry Keros, and how easily can he carry Keros?
Keros is 175 pounds.
135.
Sorry, 131. Sorry, 131 pounds.
Yes. So can someone real clever jump on the internet and tell me whether or not Demos could carry him? That would be real handy for the GM not to have to figure that out, please. Yeah. Always handy to do this stuff in advance if at all possible. So assuming Demos can carry Keros, and we'll find that out in a second. By the way, is someone able to help with that, just so I can keep the game trucking along?
Someone that's not me, because I genuinely have no idea how to work this out.
Oh.
Sorry, guy.
So a Google search on how much order. What's Demos's weight?
I'll ask. I'll tell you what. I'll ask AI. How easy can a very strong and tell you what. Seriously, probably a better idea if someone else could jump on AI or jump on the internet or see if they could come up with a suggestion of how much someone could carry. That would be really super handy, just so we can, rather than the GM doing that. And someone
just copy the stats into the chat, and then I'll just quickly put them in AI.
Yeah. Also, can we float a dead body? I assume we can.
Yes.
Or is that
Yes.
no? We can. Doesn't matter if they're dead. Okay.
A man should be able to carry 130 pounds, depending on his physical condition, training, and technique. Some strongmen regularly lift much heavier weights in competitions, but for an average strong individual, 130 pounds should not be an impossible task. Safety precautions should always be taken while attempting to carry heavy loads to prevent injury.
So, okay, fantastic.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's only
Really, really helpful.
It's only 60 kilos.
Is that a make a call for me, guys? Is that a medium strength roll? Is that a hard strength roll? A very hard or a light strength roll? What do you think?
60-kilogram human.
I feel like it'd be a medium for Demos.
Yep, cool. Love it.
It's huge,
Love
eh?
it.
Yeah,
Love it.
I mean, not to toot my own horn, I could carry 60 kg.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Give me a roll, please, for picking up your friend, Keros. Your dear friend, Keros.
17.
17 is not a great roll. Plus, what's a strength, please?
Plus 33.
33, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, you... Yeah, I mean, you get about 40% through whatever action you have. So, you want to pick her up and then do what, please?
I would... I think I'd just move to, closer to where the rest of the group is, but probably just make sure I've got a good hold of her before I move too far forward.
Alright, sure. So you get 40% through that action. I'll say that you've picked up Keros's lifeless body. Perhaps Demos's tears mingling with the rain. I don't know. Your call. And his intention is to then move down and join the rest of the party. He only gets 40% through that action, so he's picked her up and he's taken a step forward, basically, carrying Keros.
Okay.
That is the end of the rounds. It's
And
now.
within,
Oh, yep.
and within cancel her action. Yep. So she was, on guard and going to cast if she needed to. She would like to cast a wood wall across the entrance of the cave. She's prepared one round.
Okay. The entrance of the cave, I'm not quite sure what you mean. You can see that much, please, Pete. That's what you can see.
So the idea is she wants to put a wood wall up as a shield between the cave shooting in our general direction up this path.
Okay. So
she can target the wood wall, which is 20 foot long. She can see sort of the,
cross there. Okay.
Yep, happy with that.
Okay. Give me a roll, please. A negative 15 to the roll.
Yep, 96.
96. Spell is definitely successful.
And then, sorry, that's 25% action. She will call out that she has done that.
Okay.
So it's got one end, and the wall will have one end against the cliff, just to block access.
Ah. Okay, this isn't going to be perfect, but we get the idea. So it's leaning up here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. No, goodness sake. No. Why isn't that moving? Anyway, it's across that line, Pete. For some reason, this object isn't playing ball, but we get the idea, right?
Going out towards the stepping stone, sort
yes,
of thing.
Yes, understood.
Yeah.
So kind of like that. There you go. Maybe that'll work.
Yep.
Yeah. Your poor, forlorn, forgotten.
Fantastic.
Yeah. There we go. And if we colour that brown.
Colour me brown.
That's a wood wall.
Colour it brown. Awesome.
Okay. On a correct angle, but that was what you're intending?
Yeah. Yes. Wanting just to cover from archery fire, basically.
Yes, that will do that. Well, at least from as far as you understand it, will do that. Yep.
And then with the last 25%, she would want to group up Victory. If Victory is still there, or did Victory go with Keros?
Victory is trotting along, looking up at Keros in Demos's arms.
Yeah. Okay. So Mithan would have moved along towards up behind Severin, or she would start moving in the direction of the rest of the group.
All right. Cool. Guys, thank you. It is now 5 to 10. It's the end of the rounds. I could play one more round. I could also leave it there for the night. What are people's preferences, please?
Well, I'm happy to keep going, but I'll go with the group. We'll see.
Happy to leave it there, actually. It's been an emotional night, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we leave it there and talk for the next half hour?
Yes. Let's leave. Actually, the GM would like to leave it there. Yes, we'll call it there for the night. I can't remember who had Vader and Sophocles, but
Leif had Vader.
And Severin had Sophocles.
Thank you. All right. Right. Just leaving. It's just letting the credits do their thing, guys.